humanity on the run. They lost their life under the sun. Who claim the shame must go on and on. Let's get united, let's be come on. Planet, be one race. We together in what we are faced. We are one planet, we are one race. We together in what we planet, we are
Yes, I just need to start broadcasting here, so let me do that. That's okay. Okay, just doing audio check here. Okay, that looks good. Okay, welcome everyone to the 97th Cash Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, January 21st, 2016. And as usual, we're here with Mr. Kesh in the Kesh Foundation Spaceship Institute in Italy. Or I'm not there with him, but we are there in spirit with him. And we will hear about today's teaching. We have a number of different presentations and so on to have a look at. And I think we're ready to begin here. Mr. Kesh, are you there?
Yes, good morning, good day to you, whenever and wherever you listen to these public workshops. And we welcome you back to another teaching or knowledge seeking for space technology. In the past few days, there has been some developments in different aspects of the technology, which I think as is part of our work and is part of where we see the major changes will come on the what we call planetary section. It'll be through African nations and African continent. With one of the greatest pleasure, we received some pictures from Benjamin, who is working in Ghana to develop and introduce the technology into the nation of Ghana. As part of the Ghanaian Space Institute, he has achieved some breaking results, which has attracted the people who works within atomic energy of the Ghana and within the structure of the Ghanaian University and the health and water authorities to look into what he's doing. And as part of the cooperation and collaboration we have at this moment, it's been going on for 4 months. He has extended the work and he has forwarded some pictures to us where he has, is Benjamin online that he can talk to us if he got a clear line from Ghana? Rick, do you see him in the background? Hello? We don't see him in the background. Would you like to show the pictures and then I will explain what it's done? They have been to the waters of around Ghana, the capital city, is highly polluted. So they've taken waters from the rivers and by applying different aspects of the technology, within 1 hour or so, the waters have cleared. And they have done the test trials on them. And this has brought a lot of attention to them. This you can see some of the test tubes they've used, which shows literally what we saw with the Spanish results some months ago. It's in line. But the difference this time is that we have asked the authorities in Ghana laboratories, the university, to test the residual and water, if the water is drinkable, clean, and can be consumed. This is part of the same process as we saw last week from our innovation center, where they showed us how they use the nano-coated coppers for um, in a way changing acidic to alkaline. There is a lot of work will go on this side. We will introduce new systems which will come into operation. This is the picture when they took the waters from the rivers, and when it was applied. Would you like to go to the next picture? You have the hang of it. I have no access to it. We can carry on this, and what they have seen and what they've reached is, as we see the residual at the bottom of these are the water bottles from Ghanaian River. The lady on the left hand side, that's Benjamin. If you go back, the lady behind side is Dr. Nana. She is the top of the Ghanaian Space Institute. We met with her when she came to the Rome meeting, and she is the lady who this year's United Nations year was called on her request, and she is extremely powerful lady in the international scene, and she's the backer of the Keshe Foundation with the team in Ghanaian Atomic Energy Authorities. These are the waters which were brought in from 2 rivers, and they've seen the results as Benjamin explaining and showing the outcome. And this is part of the collaboration with the Ghanaian Atomic Energy Authorities. We will respond to the government according to what we see in respects to the energy applications and demands of the nation in the coming time. Today as we speak, Alex is on his way to Nigeria, and they meet up. You see the clean water which has been taken after the processing. Alex will come back, will go back today to Nigeria, and Alex and Benjamin will meet up to sort out the problem with the energy supplies in Ghana and in Nigeria, and mainly in West Africa. We invest a lot of energy and effort and finance into Africa till we see the results, the change in the culture and the process in the nation. At this moment, we have something like 10, 12 teachers online on the payroll of the Keshe Foundation, and they are teaching freely across Africa how to do these things, how to clean up water, how to create energy, and teaching people city by city. The payments which you made as donation to the Keshe Foundation on the back of the power cell units is paying for these things. We are investing the money back into teaching, giving, and changing the condition as we promised. We pay according to the international laws of the Keshe Foundation, not any other laws, equal to our other people across the planet. So which not only we bring teachers in, we change the life of the people, that we all behave and live the same ethos. At this moment we have 9-10 people in Ghana. It'll be increased to some 300 in the coming year. We budgeted for it. In Nigeria, and 3 centers, and the 4th center, a teaching center and development center will be set up by Alex while he's there in this trip. We see the same thing for Ghana. As I said, we are establishing line with Africa in a very heavy way. I have worked in Africa for long enough to have respect for the continent, to understand what we've done wrong to them, and in a way we are not putting it right. We just bring them equal to the West. At this time when we start going into the space technology, we all read from the same hymn sheet. We are all the same. We will invest heavily in Africa. This is part of our job. If you want to donate to the foundation, you know where it's going. Now you see the result. We look for heavy donations. We need to escalate our work to about 1 billion this year. This is a target I put budget on, and I usually don't fail in my budget. It'll take time. We'll go into the back end. We'll invest in South America the same. I have already authorized, we have spoken with Chinese group. We invest 100 million in China for development and technology, and we do the same in India. Keshe Foundation will be equal. We will enter into the world of the politics of the Keshe Foundation by mid-July, in that frame of time. We will enter on one base, one nation, one planet, one race, no arms, no guns. As I said, when you are one nation, you don't need army. So we invite the nations, the governments who heavily invest in arms to rethink their position. We will enter in the politics of the nations through peace applications of the technology, which means when everybody has everything, what is the need for arms? Why should we invest into arms where in fact there is no need? The politics of peace is very cheap. The politics of war is very expensive. We enter through the heart of people through their action. We put people in a position that they can show by the change, by the way we develop and we share. We don't enter by conflict. In the coming days, we will release more information about collaborations with governments. We have literally are entering in direct negotiations directly with governments on a one-to-one basis. We have made one request to one nation. We do not accept one of the candidates which has been put for presidential election under the basis of the war tools. This is how we are interacting. We negotiate if Keshe Foundation technology tools are accepted, if our blueprints are accepted to bring a nation out, so has to be our peace. The way we did with the USB stick. We use the bargaining chip of peace with new technology. The investment in Italy has risen to more than 1 million this month. We carry on investing. We carry on investing heavily in Italy because Italy will bear the flag of the Europe. We do the same in Africa, we do the same in other continents. Keshe Foundation has to stand for what it stands for. To serve and not to be served. We do not expect any return on what we are expending in Africa, because we need to spend to change the totality of what's happening in there. We do the same in China. According to one of the top scientists and people who work within the realm of governments, we have becoming a huge power force behind the peace movement, very silent. And this silence will be broken very soon. We will come into the front on the international scene because we are ready for it. Up to now, we were not ready. We bring nations on one line. We'll speak as spoken as one nation. Color, race is irrelevant. You are sharing your knowledge with us every day. New technologies of the Foundation is literally posted all over the internet. People being able to walk, rivers being able to clean, vegetation to grow much better and faster, energy supplies, space programs taking shape. By the end of this year, we should achieve what we promised, but not we. The we is one nation, us as a citizen of this planet. I take more and more back seats to be able to interact with the change of the course, and I'll leave the change in your hand. We need people who can stand, and as we launch the one nation, one planet, one race, the blue color of the Keshe Foundation, the blue color of the planet, will become the sign of peace. No words. Print the World Peace Treaty and hand it to people with a color. In voting, place the paper of white aside. Blue color is the blue color, the color of the planet. The color of peace and the color of the true, real people who work for peace. We change the course, and we change it heavily. We have set to change the course. As I said, I walked you through the others, now I walk you through this. The opposition has no meaning. They are trying to close bank accounts, everything else. We are opening more companies, more bank accounts around the world. They're trying to attack us in different fronts through two flag points in Antwerp and Germany, the other nations have opened their eyes. They're opening more doors for the foundation. We see systematic growth of the foundation, and that's what it matters. Systematic delivery of technology to people. People who cannot walk, and in the coming days, we will release the most radical systems ever used in health, that people can help themselves to walk away from every known disease. We delivered the power unit, we delivered the energy units, we delivered the water cleaning systems, now we deliver the full health system. Renan, are you online? Do you see Renan in the background?
Don't see Renan as a panelist. Let's see here. List. I don't believe he's there right now.
He hasn't joined us yet. When you see him, can you bring him up? Can we have...
I was going to say there is a testimonial about a health pad, and I'm not sure if that was... I guess that's not associated with Renan directly, but it's...
Let me, while you speak about the health pads, we are raising a point. We've seen this before. We explained this in the teachings of about 2 years ago. And now we're getting the report, people who are using the CO2 iPads, especially the women. We do not know the structure, how they've done it, but apparently in Holland, 1 or 2 ladies who lost their menstruation cycle through menopause, they have restarted their cycles.
I can read the testimonial here from one person, Libby.
Could you read it, please? Put it on that it can be read.
Yeah, just a second here.
This we saw when we developed the technologies of the health in Belgium 3-4 years ago. For some time we used to warn the people because the energy receipts is so drastic. Can you read it, please?
Okay. Setting up a live stream. Just a second here. Let me get this. Okay. This is a Keshe Foundation testimonial, and it's from Libby apparently. It says, here is a remarkable story from Jackie using the health pad. Okay, here goes. I really didn't want to share this, but my friend told me I need to do it for science. LOL. So here goes. This is in regards to pain pads experience directed to women. I wear my pain pad all the time. It gives me energy, pain relief, and less hungry. Or though that is not what I need, it is still keeping me in balance. But what I've noticed, and also a friend with the same experience, is having our menstrual cycle, one in which both of us has not had for about 5 years. Is anyone else having this symptom? One thing is interesting is that in my mind, I would still prefer to have this compared to hot flashes. So maybe it's giving me what I need. LOL. So
we reported this before, and now we see it coming back up. Let me explain to you something which has brought this about. This is the cycle of the peace which comes in through the cycle of the existence. That the situation is peaceful, I can carry on reproducing. The cycle of menstruation, when it comes to menopause and it stops, is and has been on the back of the history of mankind as part of our evolution, where there is no guarantee for our offsprings to live. We terminate the reproduction cycle, and that's how the woman does. That's what they call it, the menopause. And as we've seen, the security of the existence and life in the West and in more or less over the world has increased. We have seen the menopause time getting further and further, starting from used to be around 20-25, some hundreds of years ago. Now we are in the age of 50, 55, 60, 65. Because the guarantee of the surety of the society looking after our offsprings through social security services or whatever, and a better healthcare has guaranteed the survival. So women have gone further and further in giving birth. Now, when that piece comes that guarantees the total health, that's what this system does. It interacts directly with the emotional part of the body of the woman, that it assures that psychologically everything is okay, that we can carry on producing, there is no problem. They go back into recycle of the monthly cycle. So we will see this coming back. This is not the first time. We reported this over 10 years. The people who used to come to Keshe Foundation in Ninov, we used to tell them so many times. I've told the grandfathers, if you don't want to be a papa, you better be careful now that the wife has gone back into the full cycle. The strange thing is they become fully active. All the hot, what do you call it, the cycle, what they call the hot flashes, and all the symptoms of menopause seems to disappear. They start living a very active life. I've seen women in 70, 75 years old who actually start going out, spending more time out, they go shopping, which they couldn't do before. We've done a test on a couple with this in Belgium, and we've seen the change. We've done tests in 80, 90-year-old men, we've seen their change. We've done this test 7, 8 years ago. We've seen a man who was prepared to die, has now so active sexually. As we said, they feels like a Viagra, the system they use. Now you got to understand that this is part of the structure of the work. If you have health problems, you cannot ignore the technology anymore. In the coming time, we release systems as we announced on the 11th, possibly on the 11th. We can change the date without notice, but we have earmarked 11th of February for release of total new technology from every disease. Remember to what we explained. We introduce to you the system. It's for you to test. It's for the Keshe Foundation supporters around the world, for the doctors to test, build the system. Costs less than maybe $50. Give it to the hospitals. Put it to the people to be tested. Give it to the authorities to be tested. Healthcare is one of the biggest burden on national assets. Healthcare of elderly is one of the biggest problems at the moment in the West, in Japan and other nations. The health unit we release is a total system. Total change of course. Ren team is finalizing the last sections of it. So when we give you the blueprint, you can see the system we have developed as the initial system. Is for you like the power unit to change it, to develop it, to test it. You can walk into it, it feeds you if you set it up. You can walk into it, walk out of it after a few times without any cancer. You can have Alzheimer's, walk into it, you walk off it without Alzheimer's. Every disease will be reversible through this total system. Total cost. Peanuts compared to what it brings. But understand, we are giving you the framework. It's for you to fill in the full book. We do not put any claims, we just show you the way the system works because we have tested it, we know what it is. At the same time, in the teaching, we will show you how you can develop systems for emotional and lung problems, and systems for repairing like heart valves, for intestinal changes, for anything which physically without intrusion can be done. A true three-dimensional system will be offered that people can do. Doctors have no choice but to test. We shown the work with a pain pad, we shown the work with a pen, and now we show a total system, a universal health system.
Mr. Kesh, can I read another testimonial on the
Please.
health pets?
Sure.
This was just from a couple of days ago, January 17th, and in the golden age of GANs, I believe. And also, there's the address there, or the address for people to see the testimonials, and they can put in their testimonials to that site for the Keshe Foundation. And it goes like this, from Tony Pearson. Just wanted to share my experience with the, excuse me, I got to get my microphone, I have the microphone going. I just wanted to share my experience with the Keshe health pads. The health side of it, I didn't think was really my thing. My mother's in her late 70s, has had various health problems over a long period. Arthritic deterioration, making her frail and affecting her mobility. Thyroid problem we share, various strokes, etc., affects her mind and body. More recent was a wound just above her ankle that refused to heal. She was hospitalized for a week and a half as it got much worse due to infection. It seemed to stabilize and she was released. Within a day, it flared up again. She was being treated with antibiotics and seemed to be having little effect. This was 3 days ago. I felt desperate. Can I do something? I read through the Keshe Health info Renan and crew had put together and came across the Nano and GANs 5 health application PDF. I read through it and found a treatment for open wounds and burns. Uses a copper oxide tissue sandwiched between two CO2 tissues. Physicality and emotion. I left the containers of GANs I was going to use in my MagGrav unit overnight. Extracted just the water with a syringe to make the pad. Took it to her, explained what it was and how it was time for her to take charge of her condition with her intent to heal the wound. She was open and left her meditating with it, 15 to 30 minutes at a time, a couple of times a day. I visited her this morning after 36 hours. Her situation has changed immensely. Before I could ask her about it, she sprang out of her chair. Her wound looks much better. She has no pain in it, and the infection is gone. More than that, she is walking around with a straight back, moving her neck around with more mobility than she has had for a long time. She just kept saying it's amazing. She's moving around much quicker and barely uses her cane. She's not about to go dancing, but she is in much better shape, sprightly in fact. She says mentally she is a lot sharper and can concentrate better. I'm amazed, more than I could have hoped for. What can I say but with all my heart is thank you, Renan. Thank you, Mr. Keshe. To see the look of the relief and joy on my mother's face is worth everything. Okay, well that pretty much says it all there. And we get a lot of reports like this. This is not just one out of the blue. This is one of literally hundreds and hundreds of people that are getting positive results with these pads especially, but all of the health products.
The Keshe Foundation Health Pad and the pen will be marketed next week. We've been told on Monday we'll receive the Health Authority C certification for it to be launched. We launched initially 20,000 in the first week, and then it's followed by 100,000 in February. We have already received a very large order from an international organization for 300,000 units to be distributed worldwide for the pens and 400,000 for the pads. The orders will be delivered according to a contract which is getting signed by the company, by the Keshe Foundation. This is a pharmaceutical organization which sees the pads and the pen as a new way into the work of the foundation. We estimate to produce 1 million units across the Keshe Foundation manufacturers per month with the pens and the pads. we invite more people to join the manufacturing side, that we can reach people. The whole structure, as I keep on saying, is not for the paint pads or whatever, is to change the condition and test situations and materials and systems for space technology. So instead of having a lab and doing it secretly in the back doors with the black budgets, we do it with the blue budgets of the humanity, where you do spending the money and the time and you come up with the creative situations like this. And we change the course. We have brought the security top secret labs into the kitchens of the homes. You are testing it, you are building it, you are reporting it. And all these secret files does not go behind the things to be hidden one day to be used. You test within hours and days, goes back on the net. It has become a society where you're helping each other and not us. It's become a society of you're testing, not us. Us is me and the team of the Keshe Foundation. We are there to guide. We invest heavily in our times and everything we have to change the course of humanity. In the coming days, when we show things, it'll be amazing what it can be done. We are showing new things. What are these?
This is something I just happened to run across today. It's from the globalplasma.net site, which has a lot of helpful PDFs on how to make some of.
These are people who are going around the World Wide Web and taking people's report on them and stacking it up. How the pens are working, how everything else is working. I thank you for what you're doing. We appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, they show a step-by-step process here.
Yes,
this is one of many. People just want to show others how to do it, and they end up making these little tutorials and whatnot, and showing some of the ways to make the GANs, and here's a nice little process to make the nanomaterials on the coils. You put it inside a bottle with a little bit of the potion, they call it, which is the cold.
Let me explain something. We've seen something. We were talking a couple of days ago, past 24 hours, that the same scaremongering is going on with the same people about the use of the pens, use of the pads, and everything else. The structure of the pens cannot harm no one because it's not connected to any gene system. We advise for it not to be used by the others for clarity, that we can follow our progress. But you can use a pen from one person to another. The reason being, first of all, it's made of copper. Copper does not hold any infectious diseases, and copper does not hold information which is beyond. So it releases itself. On the other hand, all these pens and all these pads which you are producing, we have received certification, and what we do is a copy of what you do. So in a way, it's been certified that systems are safe. These, what we see on reflexology, that you can use different part of the fingers, the hand, the animals even, we see. Everything is fantastically done. People are testing, we see the change. We need to bring the change. Don't forget, this time around, we are the only one who's going to fail us and nobody else. We have to understand one thing. We work as one team throughout the world. We work as one nation, one planet, one race. In the coming days, we'll ask you to do something which will bring the Keshe Foundation into a very direct public arena. That is what we would like you to do. On the weekend after the 11th of February, when we release the systems, we would like you to walk, build as many pens as you can, and walk across your cities and towns and villages, and give a pen free to every man and woman you see.
We need that one came from. Good.
Yes, I can see. We need you to do this. So what we would like you to do, is make as many as you can. Make next 3 weeks the painless weeks for the others. Build as many as pens and the pads as you can. Go out and give it freely to the people. I just give them direction. Go to Keshe Foundation and see the information. Go to the testimonials, the piece of paper. Let us start changing the course by interacting with world population, not just on a few pages. We budget, we do, we can do. We've seen Mike Nassif doing this for a long time and he's changed a lot. We've seen Thomas in the desert island where he got hit by the problem in Dominica. He's changed a life in that direction. It is time, if we can, literally on the 13th, Saturday the 13th and Monday, Sunday the 14th of February, let's call it a pen day. Give a pen, give a pad, just give a t-shirt and tell people you have a pain, just put it on it. We have given a CO2 pad to one person with lymph cancer and he could feel the change the first 2 days. Let's make the change. We have to interact in a way, not talking about peace, but the tool of peace. Everyone, every way we can, let's make this day a day. And then the following week we do something else. Once a week, we gave the chance to the governments to bring peaceful condition of change. They have refused. Let's make those 2 or 3 days the days where we give the pens out, where we give the technology freely out. We started a peace process. 21st, 22nd, 23rd of January. We are on it. 21st, 22nd, 23rd of February, next month. We can do it as a whole 3 days, 3 days of peace. We as people start a peace process. Every soldier which carries a gun, give them a pen. Say this is the pen of peace in exchange for your gun. Every man who works in a defense technology in the West, give them a pen and a pad. It costs nothing. Tell them it's the exchange for the things you produce, you kill, we save. Save your children, save your life. Let us change. Let us bring that change in. We gave the USB stick to the governments for 2 years, they hid it. When they opened up, we released it and you see where we are today. We gave the chance to the government for 6 months, nothing done. We choose the government, we place the governments in position. Now, we decide to change the peace work. 21st, 22nd, 23rd, we are today of January. No response. We knew there would be no response. We pushed for the response, but it got worse because they know the end is near to them. Now we call on world governments to step down and the world nation as one nation to step up. Let Keshe Foundation support us on 21st, 22nd, 23rd, following the 12th and the 13th, or 13th and the 14th, to change for every soldier, every gun you see carried by man, you give them a pen of peace, where they can release their pains for the gun they carry. We can do that. We've done it before, we can do it this time. At the moment, the supports of Keshe Foundation runs over 300 million supporters worldwide. People who come on websites worldwide, look and go, or come on regular basis, runs over 150 million. We have become a force. We have become a force which spreads the peace of message with technology. This never happened before. Next week, when we show the system, when we show the technology for the health, you understand how easily the hospitals will shut those down. You can put one unit in every street. People can walk through it, be fed, they don't go hungry. People don't need to be struggled and strangled for food that they have to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day at the rate of $1 or $2 or euros to be able to feed themselves. In the past few days, where we see 8, 10 people living in one room, working 10, 12-hour shifts to be able to stay alive. Carol and I were ashamed of being human when we've seen this, we've been told. This is the reality of one of the most advanced nations on this in this world. 7, 10 people living in one room. We're going to release the pictures. One of the most prosperous nations in the world looks prosperous on top, but the people who work to keep it going cannot feed themselves. They are working, they are not peasants, they are not unemployed, they are fully employed, 12 hours a day. 7 of them can afford one room. Just because they need to feed themselves and to feed their families. Where with $100, they can have a full insurance cover with the system, full feeding cover with the system, full energy with the system. Then, do we need to be abused? We gave the world leaders a chance. And I said before, we enter in the world of the political peace very strongly in 2016, and now we start. Make as many pens as you can, pads as you can, a tissue paper. You're all seen using a pad with 1 copper oxide CO2 can change the pain. Give it to a soldier. Go in front of the arm manufacturings, defense technologies and say, this is a pen for the peace. Use it. I change for your gun. This is what it does. It brings you peace to exchange. We need to do this if you are going to achieve world peace in a fast way through technology. You don't have the money, send a request to the Keshe Foundation. We support you to make the units to give free. If you have the finances, donate to the Keshe Foundation because you've seen what we've done. We do not live hand to mouth, we live a comfortable life. We allow the people who work, get paid comfortably, that they can serve comfortable. All the members of the Keshe Foundation team, you see, are paid at the highest level we can pay to live a comfortable life. Their headache is mine. I sold the headache, they serve their life for the humanity. We are looking for heavy investments in Africa. In Europe, there are more hungry children go to bed than in Africa. Because in Africa they've learned over centuries how to eat, that they can have something for the night. In the West, that safety net, that training has gone. Let us change the course. We change the course from today. It is your decision. You cannot afford wires, you cannot afford caustic. Write to the foundation. We try to help. We pay for the tools of peace. Those of you who can afford to donate, donate to us, because we work very closely in trying to achieve what we can achieve, what we can distribute. We sell our systems at a very high prices because the difference goes directly into the research, development, building up the support, and what you've seen in Africa. Benjamin gets paid one of the highest wages in Africa, but he's start making the change. Alex is the same. With the wages he gets paid, he could have lived a comfortable life in England and be very happy with it. He chooses the Africa because that's why he is. Works on the ethos of the foundation. We see the same in different part of the world. Let us make a date. We promise you, we deliver you a full health system by the 11th of February. We need your support on the 13th and the 14th to give the first PVC pens, pads to the citizens of your city. And on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of February to man of military. We go with the people. When you give a pen, say if the pen works and you have less pen and it helps you anywhere, use the pen, make another one, teach them what to do, give them a paper to make it, and say, next week we meet the army. We need to make this step. 2016 is the year of the peace. Peace decided by the people, not by those who sit in the United Nations and cause more wars. If you remember, when the war came down, when there was conflict, they put roses on the tip of guns. Now we put science on the tip of guns. A gun for exchange for a pen pad, for a paint pen, for peace. We make the move of the peace, not the governments. Let me tell you what happens. When the world leader signs an agreement for a jetliner to be bought, a fighter plane to be bought, for arms to be bought for his nation, 5 to 10% of the contract goes in his private account. Maybe a lot of you don't know this. I've been there in signing of the contracts. I've been there as one of the top men, watched how we have to pay the world leaders to sign to buy arms to kill more. I said, I have every paper to prove. And somebody who opposes the Keshe Foundation sitting apples has confirmed to you. I have the private telephone number of the world leaders and even their mistresses. I'm that close. I know how it's operated. Every time you see a $1 billion deal for arms, 100 to 200,000, actually if it's 1 billion, 100 million, it goes into the family of the private life of the presidents and the people who signed it. That's why they can sell arms. Arms are sold with bribery at a very high level. Now we exchange it. Peace costs nothing. We don't give bribes. Our bribe is to take your pain away. We give you a comfortable life. Every €1 million spent on arms, up to 350 million of it is bribe, backhanders. To the officials from the government that they sign to buy, and to the officials who arrange the contract to sell it. We know one president, ex-president, that in his cycle of presidency has banked in $13 billion just as bribe. And we can show where the money has been spent. Every time you see a signature, a new arm deal, it means 1,350 million bribe has been paid to the agents, to the Secretary of the State, to the Prime Minister's office who bought it, and to the one who sold it. Now, you decide who's actually peaceful, why there is so much war going on. Change peace, science, knowledge for guns. Go on the internet and encourage people to do. And print everything on a blue paper, the color of the SSI. This is where we are going into space. We have enough and we will build enough. The Keshe Foundation supporters worldwide, in time, will respond enough. You wanted a peace, the peace is in your hand. We gave 6 months to the governments, now you got 12 months for public. Don't go and march. Just go out and walk, and just give a pen to every citizen. You have a pain, test it. And if it works, do the same. We teach freely, but our freedom comes at a cost, the peace. We need to change, and the change comes with us. We gave governments the time, they failed. We chose the governments, we cannot fail. We cannot blame our governments because we are the government, we are the public, we are one race, one nation. Do we have any online?
Hi, Mr. Keshe. Yes, I'm online.
Can you tell us what development we have with you?
Yes, we took the unit outdoors at my friend's house, and we had a few people coming in, and it was open space. About half an hour to 1 hour later, we got another rain coming in, so we covered the unit with tarp. We basically was similar to what was happening inside the house. We saw the shimmers, the lightings around the house. And Callie, can you come here? She's my friend that we are at her house right now.
Okay, what did you want to say?
Can you start the video and I'll turn on the light. Just the
Start video?
yeah, start video. Got it. And can you say your experience that you had?
Oh, myself, I was outside today, was seeing a lot of flashes, like fast flashes. I thought someone was turning their camera on, or their phone on, but that wasn't the case. It was just lights flashing. Personally, since I've been experiencing the plasma energy, I have eradicated really bad pain in the shoulder. My eyesight has improved. My nearsightedness has completely improved. I can read again. It's just, there's this stomach, this, I don't understand it. It's totally new. It's like inside my stomach, it just kind of holds the energy. It's not bad or good. It's just something I've never experienced before. I have a lot more energy, and I felt like I was connected to it today, because at that time when the plasma connected to the trees, I felt it. I felt the trees. It connected, and then it just, the tips of the trees would disappear. Most of the trees around the property, the top part started to disappear for me. When it started to rain a little bit, and the plasma connected really strongly to the water element, and I could feel that again quite strongly. It's just been amazing. For my own personal experience, it's been quite life altering. It was just one night that I stayed in Ali's place that all of this shifted. My eyesight, the next morning after I stayed in the plasma energy overnight, my eyes watered all day. They just watered, and then the next day my sight was cleared. So I'm quite excited to go check it out and see how much it has actually changed. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelly. So yeah, it's amazing experiences we're having. And I took some footages from the unit. So when I take my camera, in the middle there is a bit of a circle. As you point your camera toward the plasma unit, you'll see that there's an area. It looks like a circle. And if you move the camera to other areas out in the city, you don't see that. It becomes plain black. When you bring it back, you see that circle. I'm putting it in the chat for people if they want to download the footage. Make sure to watch it on a really high quality screen. If you watch it on low quality, you're gonna miss it. Watch it on high quality like Apple, iPhone, or if you have a really good screen, see that. So I just posted the link online, and if I show it on Zoom, because the Zoom takes the quality down, it's really hard to see. But if you like, I can still show that. What do you think?
Sure, we'll see what we can do. Go ahead, because
Okay.
then people can go and watch it on the net.
Okay. So I just posted the link. If you would like, you can see
Okay,
it.
I'll put that up on the live stream as well.
We've
Okay.
seen a lot of people have started making these units. A lot of people have started making the new energy battery units, which we thought on Tuesday. I'm going to go through this because Alex is not here. We have developed different ways of doing it. So let's see what you have. If you get anything, you develop systems. I've seen a large number of people posting these 5-stacker units now. Tell us how you feel, what you experience, what you see, and what you see. This test should be done in a closed, very big barn that the air cannot affect the position. Till then, you can get it out.
Yeah, so this is the, if you can see my screen, it was raining at this time, and we put it outside. We put a tarp on it, it's an orange tarp, and it was still raining, and the unit was still working. And if I turn the camera to the left, it becomes dark, completely dark. But if I move it toward the unit, there's like a orb or a circle in the middle of the screen. I don't know how well you can see on Zoom, and there's shimmers and stuff. I send the original raw file, that way you can put it on a high quality screen and have a look at it. So it's about 1 minute or so, and I go back and forth and compare that. And even if I turn that light off, or that was reflecting on the unit, you'll still see the same effect. So whenever you point to the unit, it will you'll see that circular effect on the unit. Last night I worked on turning my coils 90 degrees, so all of the coils are now 90 degrees, similar to what was discussed in the International Knowledge Seekers. Brick, do you see any, in the thing that I'm explaining, that in the middle you'll see some kind of a circular energy field?
We don't see anything, so we need
Okay.
to, because I'm not a high resolution, what do you call it, laptop.
Okay, sure. So please download the file. I just send it to the chat, and have a look at the high resolution, with the high resolution.
Could you send me the link too, please? Then we'll see.
Yes, I'll send you the link. The other thing I saw somebody posting on my Facebook, which was really interesting, was this plasma UFO that was seen over in Russia and Australia and also New York. And the shape of these are pretty interesting, and it's in popular news. Would you allow me to show this? It's basic. I'll bring it over. It was seen on 17th of December 2015, and I wanted Mr. Kish to verify that if we create these plasma UFOs, whether it's going to look something similar to this. So I'm going to move it.
I don't know. I don't think we should replay a news program's stuff, though.
Yeah, this is the picture. So this looks like a plasma UFO that was shot over in Russia. And these are footages for around the world that people have recorded it. And I was wondering if the star formation that we are creating, is it gonna create something similar to this field
This is
once?
the one in New York. That's Australia.
We don't usually comment on these things. We try to keep away from showing these things, and I prefer you not to show.
Okay,
If
okay,
we
I'll pause.
I released a picture of the lighting in summer because I was there. I took it myself, and
Right.
it was shown. The reality is that if you create a strong enough fields, you will see it.
Okay.
I have seen a couple of units which I think they will show such a position where you have to allow this situation to build up. If you have like a barn that you can put it, that there is no interaction at least 10 or 20 meters with the system, it will be kept in that, then you can build up the plasma, especially if you use the new battery capacitors which we introduced, that it keeps on building up till it gets a point that it reaches the transformation. You can use as part of your system a MAGRAF system which you have built or you buy from the foundation, where you connect the batteries after the MAGRAF system and you connect the load side to your system. So the power you put into your system is a MAGRAF system. What this means is that you have the power supply from the grid, you connect this into a MAGRAF system box, and then you connect the load side into the new batteries as on the negative side, and then you connect this to your 5-stacker. This combination converts electric energy into the plasma energy. And what you feed into your system is total plasma. Then you can reach high field within the circle if your system is set in the right way. So you put your system out now in the field and is relying on the batteries which you have made, you built. What you can do, connect your batteries or your system from your batteries into a new battery set capacitor battery unit we thought, or connect it directly to a MAGRAF system which you had, connected to the main power, to the grid. This box converts your energy totally into a MAGRAF. So now you can control the flight feed. I tell you, I keep on taking you a step by step forward.
Right. In a standalone where we don't have access to the electrical power from the grid, what is the best way to fit it? Because it's going to fly off
Use a
the
battery. Use a normal battery, car battery, and connect your MAGRAF power unit to it and convert it into a plasma. Your MAGRAF power units are converted from electrical vibration to a plasma condition. So this way you can feed your system till you reach the energy point you want, that it allows you to create the full dome and control it. You have built the first phase. I've seen a lot of people are building these 5-stackers. Move it to 4 stack. Take the top stack if you want off. You can always add the 5th one on top. So when you build your stacker, you keep it as it is, and then feed it to the batteries which you already built, because those batteries are essential. I'll tell you what this will do in a later date. Actually, we can tell you now. If you remember when you made these batteries, the 70, 80 batteries you made for your system, Ali, I asked you to put different kind of food into it. Like, I don't know, orange or whatever. Did you do that?
Yes, I blended mango, banana, and apple, and I had the inner core, dipped it in, and I basically fired it up and made it nano, and then put CO2 GaNs around it, and then put another coil around it.
Okay. So what these units which you put food into your plasmas, into your batteries, these become the food when you build up your structure. So now you can connect your unit into your system. So your maglev system now converts electric power into a plasma power, and then you can control it till you build a powerful enough plasma generator that you don't need this. And now one of these power generator is the new battery setup which we taught on Tuesday international teaching. Please go on the Keshe Foundation international teaching and look at it. What it is, I'm not going to go into a lot of depth into it. Some other people have tried it and already since Tuesday have achieved the process. What you do with the new system is that, I put it this way that I can use a full page. You have your center wire, which you use for the capacitor. You use what we've seen, and I explained this. I forgot to explain this on Tuesday. Your wire, try to use the standard wire in a cable. So the wire you use here is a standard wire. The ones in the wall used for electricity, your equipment we hardly nowadays get a solid wire, what you call cables. All the wire cables used in the house, in the electric equipment, is a standard. What you need to do, you need to nano coat the wire inside the plastic. Do not take the plastic off. There are different ways of doing this, and that is you nano coat, you allow this wire to be nano coated with this plastic jacket. One way to do it, you put the wire, you cut a 20 centimeter wire, you put in a Coca-Cola bottle, you put one end of it in the Coca-Cola bottle, you put caustic in the Coca-Cola bottle, and as you seal it, as you've done the Coca-Cola experiment, the only way which the caustic and the plasma can go is through the gap inside the wire, so your wire gets nano coated perfectly. When you see blackened copper wire on this end, it means your wire is nano coated. Some other ways to do it, some people are doing it, is they're cutting the plastic open, taking the wire, nano coating it and putting it back in the plastic. It's all the same. Then what you have to do, this jacket, the plastic jacket, has to be nano coated. It has to go in the caustic. You understand the reason now. Then you put on this a layer or what we had, the tissue. But you put the GANs on it, you put your tissue here, and so you have a tissue paper GANs here. So this is your GANs. I try to do it in a way that you all can see. This is your GANs, and this is your plastic, and this is the wire which is in the center. So you have put the GANs of material here. Now what you do, you put on half of your capacitor an aluminum foil. So what you have now is this side is GANs with the tissue, this side GANs with aluminum. Now what is done, if you remember, when we had the aluminum with the coil on it, this was our battery combination. And we do two of these. On the paper side, what Alex has added is he's added 3 of these. So now what we have is combination of a battery with a storage, what we call capacitance. The system continuously produces, feeds the battery, battery feeds back itself. What you do, is you connect the end of the first to the center wire or to your negative. Then you decide to connect what you do in what way to make it a power generator or use it as part of another connection with another system of the same to connect it with the battery to the plug of the house to speed up the nano coating and free energy in the house. Go back on the international teaching of this week on the Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers and you see. So with this system we have introduced a new way of work. A battery plus a capacitor. You can connect one end to your system and the other as a negative and a positive. So you convert whatever you put here, you can put a DC, AC on here, and at this end you get a converter of the plasma. You get the total plasma energy. Don't forget all your things, aluminiums or titanium and everything else has to be nano coated. Your plastic jacket has to be nano coated. It has to be put in a caustic to be nano coated. The reason you put the stranded wire with this cover into the caustic is because once you wrap it straight away with the paper and a GANs, in the past, if you tried Annexus beads as an energy supply, after 5 or 10 days, 10, 20 days, the energy is slowly withered. It was not there anymore because the interaction of the plasma could not be cleared. Here, with the presence of the plastic, you continuously being in a caustic, you release atomic structure hydrogen the way same as universe. Don't forget, all the plastics have a CH bond. The C continuously becomes part of the gas of the CO2 in your layer, and the H becomes the energy plasma release. This new system, this new battery combination plasma capacitor will give you a total new dimension in the energy production. If you connect one of these, middle of the tree, to Earth, through the experience we have, if you do it the right way, you will create a sinusoidal feedback. So you can connect this to Earth and connect the other part of it, if you want, into your system to create the pulse which is needed to release the plasma in your MagRav units. The system becomes a generator. We know this, we've done this. This is experience done a long time ago. We are aware what it can do. It's for you to expand it. You need, for a full system, such a combination. I call this unit A unit. What we see, which is the most advantageous to do, is to put 4 A's in parallel, and then connect every 4, if I call this a B unit, you need to put 4 B units in series. If in all the 4 you connect what we called here, if I call this one, because it's a capacitor C2, if you connect at least one of the C2s here, Earth, or any of the 4, you will find out you create the impulse you're looking for that triggers the power generation in the MagRav units you built or you buy from us or from the Keshe Foundations around the world. Now the system becomes a generator. You will see it will take a time for it to work. The way to speed it up, you can put this into a power supply, connect it to the grid, and then connect this to your MAGRAV system. You will see up to 100% reduction in total electricity consumption in specific cases if it's done the correct way. This is the way to break through the shackles of the energy control. Don't forget, test it and let us know. This is what we see, this is what we are testing, and this is how we see the generator power unit to become what you call the MAGRAV unit to become power generators. We will develop this technology this side as an additional unit to the power MAGRAV units when the full test confirmations come. So if you test it and you tell us it's correct as well, it helps us to be able to speed it up. This gives you the power energy as a battery. This gives you the power energy as a capacitor. One feeds back to the other. You can even connect one of these directly to back. So the capacitor feeds the system too. Where, on the other hand, you can connect your capacitor to this end. Don't forget, don't look at the connections as a matter state. Look at these connections as a plasmatic state. Go on the teachings of the Thursday with Alex. We went through it. Then you understand exactly what we are talking about, how we are developing it. And I try to get hold of the drawings that we can go back on the same papers that you can see. These are the papers which we went through. If you go on the plan of the system, he has explained thoroughly how you will go from, you can use one as a power unit and one as for load and one as for plug system that you can connect to your plugs. We have explained this thoroughly, this in step by step in the teaching of Thursday. We went on Tuesday on the international teaching, go over it, and I'm sure as part of the Keshe Foundation Worldwide, with the intelligence we gathered and we have amongst us, we can improve on this drastically. So if we follow this method, we think overall we have managed to change the MAGRAV power system into the power system. I have seen something very interesting. As I said, the enemies of the foundation, or the ones, not the enemies, the ones who've been paid by the governments to create a lot of mistrust and distrust, that they write that you are criminals because when these MAGRAV system explode. When I read it, I could not stop laughing. If any of you have built or seen, or shows these people have no sense, they never made, they just been paid to put words on the internet to discredit, can you explode this? This is what's in the system. How can this explode? That's how heavily the wage pages of those sitting in Antwerp and Germany are getting damaged, that they come up with any nonsense. That's what you've seen in your system. And they said, these systems will explode and create mayhem. My God, the whole houses around the world should have been blown up by now because they all use the same copper wire. They are relying on the fear. The houses on the penthouses for $500,000 is going down the bin. Bills cannot be paid because the governments don't pay for their jobs, because they cannot create enough mayhem. So next time somebody tells you, this system can explode, just show them this. So if can they, that's what, so in your house should explode every day. What did you say?
Mr. Kesh, Vivek here. I would like to add to that. I would like to show something later on, but
Yes.
just to add now, if really it's the case that it explodes, I would have exploded a few times already.
How come you eating them or you're living on them?
No, I'm actually doing a lot of different things with them, touching them, moving them around, connecting them in sometimes, in certain cases, wrongly, and there's no explosion.
No, but this is what they are putting out.
Correct. That's what I'm
This
saying.
is the
If
point. We say we have a very beautiful saying in Farsi. We say they have nothing, they got nothing left in the pot, now they're scratching the bottom of the pot. Otherwise, by coming.
yeah, very soon there'll be a hole at the bottom of the pot as well. That's what I'm saying.
And then they
If
fall
really is
through
the
it.
case, yeah, if really is the case, it would have exploded a long time ago. But I'm still here.
I've got a little video that's 2 minutes. I've got a video that's 2 minutes that could show that is a great example of what you're talking about there, and it's in a foreign language. Pardon me?
Can you show it?
Yeah, just a second here. Let me.
No, because this is what we are saying. That's what they say. That this is the way they are paid. The problem is, up to now, they tried, as I said, they poisoned me and Caroline. They blew our car up. The police of Belgium paid for us to be shot on the motorway. They came to the house to shoot with 7 officers. Now they get nowhere. The pay wages has stopped. Now you see what is coming up. We don't have the voice.
Oh yes. Well, let me.
So now they got to the bottom of the pit. Are you redoing it?
Yes, just a second.
Yeah. So what this is exactly what it's about. They
Thing
rely
about
on
this-
people's ignorance and fear, and that's what he said. What we showed last week. That's what they have to do to get
Yeah.
their wages paid.
This is from Austria. His name is Olaf, and he's speaking in, I guess, Austrian. So we don't hear. Well, I don't understand what he's saying. But if we look at the video, I think.
Oh, Kevin is there. He can translate.
Sure, we could do that, and you sort of get the gist of what's going on. It's a kind of a cute little video. So the setup here is that he's getting ready to plug in his homemade MagGrav unit for the first time. That's why
He's wearing glasses. I see too.
He's got his safety glasses on, yeah. And it's like, this is a big deal. He's put the time in, he's ready for testing now. And he's looking a little apprehensive.
It's like he's going for execution line.
Well, this maybe he was already told a little bit about this from the bad guys you were talking about. But, no, I think anybody that's an inventor that makes something for the first
I tell you
always put my
something.
safety
I tell you,
glasses on.
I explain to you something when this guy is finished. What we are doing.
So his first problem, the plug wasn't long enough, so he brings in a chair.
Oh, God help us. Keep your fingers crossed. People are making it in every way of life, huh?
Yeah, each one is unique and completely different. It's amazing how many different structures there are. It's similar concepts, but every single one is different. Yeah, there's the first step.
He's plugged it in. He has an explosion.
Plugged it in. He doesn't have any load on it yet. He's plugged it in.
He's gonna blow up the speaker. Or the light.
He's a sigh of relief. Smiling. Takes the glasses off.
Success.
And he's obviously quite happy and satisfied.
Now he's
So
got
the video speaks for itself, Mr. Kesh. I think I couldn't hear a word. It's such a bad recording. I don't know.
Yeah, but it
No.
shows people are taking the position in their hand to make the difference.
That's right. He
Now I
mentioned.
give you a tip. Give you a very good tip. You've seen these all flat systems. Try to make them the same as a space technology. Turn them 90 degrees and put the gravitational in a horizontal condition. You will see the power of your system will increase.
Like this one, you mean?
Uh,
Let's get
we seen it with Ali. He showed us his pictures. Yes, but yes, exactly that's how it should be. If you can do this, you see, when you use straps like this, you have to nano coat the straps. Do not put, even the plastic you put it on, try to nano coat. You can't put the matter coming in touch with the guns this way.
it shows
Everything, yeah,
the little
you have to
stirrup
nano
there,
coat.
sort of.
Let me tell you what it is. I'm trying to negotiate. Hopefully, will confirm it in the coming time. One of the biggest hotels in the world. We're trying to save them huge amount of energy by placing these units in the hotels. It's been tested. So the biggest cost for hotels after the wages is electricity. Electric current bills is backbreaking for the hotels. And now with this technology, they can reduce it by 50 to 100%. We will announce the name of the hotel when we finish the work. It's one of the leading hotels in the world. We are preparing to even put free systems into the whole hotel that it shows the technology works and how much they can save. There is a very, very big point, and I keep on going on it. I've seen a lot of people, especially people who are there to just to get fame on the back of the Keshe Foundation, but they don't see what they're doing it. If you have built a unit, like where you put, can you share my screen, please? If you built a unit here, and we've seen a lot of people connected to power, and they put some load on it here, and now they put some load here, and then they put their meter here, and then the whole of the house is behind it till the government meter, your public meter. And they say, oh, this does not read anything here, it doesn't do. Our foolish friend. You've seen the work of the plasma 129, that the more demand goes to the one which is asking for more. These units are feeding all the energy here. Of course, you will not see any reading. As the others have done, look at your public meeting reading at this point. Because here you're part of the structure. Here, the flow of the current is different than at the point through your meter. So what you have, your meter reading counts, not what you put on there to show it doesn't work, because it means you haven't understood. So those of you who are putting meters on the table and putting the load, and you say you see only 5 or 10%, because the rest of the body is taking the energy in the house. Your meter counts. Even on your meter, you're still feeding more into the grid. Those of you who are doing these tests, understand what you are doing, exactly how you're doing. If you run this side of the test long enough, you can connect these sides, any of the equipment, dishwasher, whatever, to a sink. Earth it and put a light or a load on one. Whatever you use here is totally free. So after a while, when you move your system up, you can take energy from any system which you have set. These meters you are putting to read meters and say 5 or 10% reduction, this means you haven't understood. What about the rest of the building? Is your meter sitting here? Then we talk. But if your system is sitting here, you have to take. We've done that in the group with Armenian officials who took the samples, and they've seen it. So as we've seen people who report reduction on the meter bill reading, that's what it counts. Because this interface at the meter, due to the high power, because it comes in different rate than what you consume, it creates a blockage or creates a power that it delivers most of the energy at this point. So you read your meters. Don't read what meter you put on the table to discredit yourself, your lack of understanding and intelligence. And that's why we see people now putting their meter reading on. We've seen a 0 reading since September on 1 meter. And if you use the new structure which we have taught you as part of the supply, you reach the 0 condition or near more than 50% or whatever much faster. It needs time to work. Understand the programs? Is somebody online?
Yes, Mr. Kesh. I was about to ask, may I add something that I just saw? Vivek here.
Yes, Vivek.
I just made a very interesting observation today, which I would like to ask for your
Vivek,
advice.
can you explain to our people where you are from?
Singapore.
Singapore, okay. Carry on.
Okay. I made a very interesting observation today, and I would like to ask for your advice on this, because I believe this will clear up a lot of things for a lot of people who have made their own stacker units.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll just quickly share the screen. When I first constructed my stack.
Wait. Rick has to allow you to share a screen.
Oh, okay.
I think you should be able to share screen there.
Hey,
There you go.
one moment. One moment. Share screen. Share. Okay.
Okay, good.
When I first made my stacker unit, this was back in November. What I did was I added a little bit of an extension cord to the wires that are running from the plug, from the socket, as well as the wires running from the power strip behind the Magraves unit, because it was a little bit difficult to strip the insulation around the 3 wires. So what I noticed today, because I wanted to see how far the nano coating has propagated through these wires, I removed these wires and I noticed that the nano coating has actually propagated in a very interesting way, but only through the extension wires. So for example, on the right hand side, we see over here, this was the part that was connected to the stacker. It is nano coated. But over here, where the extension was twisted onto the main wire coming from the plug, this was not nano coated. So what I did next was I stripped back the wire, which is the extension wire, to see how much of it was nano coated. So the majority of it over here was seen to be nano coated, but at the part just before where I had twisted it on to the other wire, that was where the nano coating stopped. This was for the live wire, I noticed. So next thing I did was I stripped back the neutral wire, which you see on top, and where the green arrow is pointing, there's a very clear demarcation where the nano coating stopped. So what I've understood from this is that yes, the nano coating propagates, but something I did over here is preventing the nano coating from going through the rest of the system. So I suspected the same thing happened on the load side as well. So I took a look. Okay, this is a close-up view of the 2 wires. You can see where the nano coating has stopped. It's very, very clear. So I look at the load side. This is where I twisted the wires on. There was no nano coating over there. So I stripped the wires out. And the same thing had happened. For the live wire, the nano coating had progressed almost all, it had progressed all the way up to where I had twisted the wire on. But for the neutral wire, where it came off of the capacitor and went to the neutral wire on the power strip, the nano coating had only progressed maybe about a quarter of the way through the wire, and it stops where the green arrow is over here. So, Mr. Cash, why is it happening like that?
In time, the whole lot will be nano coated. In time, all your wires will be nano coated. The only thing is, as we explained in the battery and plasma today, the nano coating needs confinement to be attached to, and the cover creates that. And if you leave it long enough, if you just put a plastic cover over where the interface is between your wires, where it's not nano coated, come back in a few weeks, it'll be nano coated.
You mean this one?
Yes, just cover it
Okay.
with a piece of plastic and then come back and let us know.
Because
Cover-
this one was initially covered with electrical insulation tape,
No.
and it was left
Cover
behind.
it with a plastic. Cover it with, even these junctions in the long run will become nano coated.
Right. Okay.
These junctions in the long run become nano coated.
Okay.
We've seen this before. But as we said, now you have proven that's what we said. That the wires in time in the whole house will be nano coated. And then you'll find out you don't even need to connect to the power supply. Because what does this nano coating you just showed us does? Nano coating means absorbing all the energy. So when I look at your black on the brown side in the middle, it's not fully done yet. It looks not really fully black. It takes time to go fully black. And it depends how much power you put on the load side. And this will change the situation that now the nano coating will absorb all the energy as they go across the room and the house, as they go through the pipe. And then the energy flips to a point that you can and you will reach a point of supply in the house without any power supply. We've seen this with 2 houses now. The more you load on the load side of your unit, the faster you create this condition. This is the process which I said. When a large number of people use these units, you have shown it clearly. The nano coating will go to the power stations, and that's what I said. Close down the nuclear power stations. Because this is an atomic structure plasma, and the only place that will interfere with is a plasma in the nano layers in the nuclear power stations. It doesn't make any difference. It does not. The twisting changes a little because you change the environment, but at the end, the nano coating will carry on through.
Okay. Right now, I've actually removed these little extension wires, and I've connected the wires directly from the plug to the stacker, and from the power strip to the stacker as well. There's now a direct connection.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cash.
You're welcome. But this is what we said, because a lot of people, I've had a question risen by a nuclear physicist, says, you know, Mr. Cash, this what you're telling us it doesn't make sense, because all we use the nuclear reactors is for creating a steam and going through the power system, and that's all it does. I said, one thing you don't understand is that this system will go and nanocoat the whole power station in time. With the coal, we stop. With nuclear, we cannot stop, because then it goes into the cladding and the whole structure will be nanocoated. It is a huge flow of energy which will change everything in its own way.
I would just like to say, for those who have been posting videos that nano coating cannot occur, the evidence is right here. It's very, very clear for all of us to see. So please go and recheck the systems that you've built. Make sure you follow the instructions, and when you connect it up, give it time, give it sufficient load, like what Mr. Cash says, and over time we will see that nano coating propagate. Thank you, Mr. Cash.
You're welcome. This is when we put the information out, we try to be as precise as possible. And those who go and show things does not work because they don't do it their way and they've been paid to do. We are getting more and more directed to all the problems of the Keshe Foundation comes in one country, from one place, with the banks, with everything else, with the government, with the companies, and we're literally fighting case by case in the court, and the judges are throwing everything out for against these people. And these are paid. Don't forget, for 10 years they managed to close the foundation and keep us under control. And it's paid very well. $500,000 for a man who has no food to eat is a lot of money. These people get paid heavily. Now you are doing it. We don't need to do it. And whatever, anybody who puts opposite to what the foundation is, go and test it yourself and clarify it like this. We warn the government. The Swiss government has listened to our warning very clearly. They have set out to close down the nuclear power stations, because when Italians use these systems heavily, Swiss power stations and the French nuclear power stations are at high risk. We are warning both nations, both governments. The French government relies heavily on nuclear industry. 85% of the national power is created through nuclear. They have to create opposition because the whole thing goes. This is how EU plan to control the whole of EU and non-EU countries, because France is a guarantor of supply to UK, to Germany, to France, to Belgium, to Holland, to Spain with their nuclear. And if there is a turmoil in the oil industry, they always rely on the French nuclear reactors. And now the leg is taken off them. I have a very good news for the Belgium nuclear industry and those who so report to them from Antwerp. If the Belgian government tries to accept and deliver all the powers, nuclear, what do you call it, these Maghreb systems, and the cladding carries on of the nano coating, all the cracks in the nuclear power stations, especially in the structures, can have a big surprise for the nation. Because there are millions of cracks in the power stations, nuclear power stations in Belgium. They should be by international, be closed down. The nano coating travels on the strength of where it can change or give, not by force. And it always finds a path to change to make it easier. This is why at your power point, you find where the change comes. You have a higher power on the other side, and this side is lower power. So it nano coats and takes the power on here, not on there. And then when it works on the eddy current, which is what we call gravitational field in electrical movement, then you'll find that the power stations get nano coat. They pull the nano coating towards them. In electrical science, those of you who are wiser than me, I've never studied electrical currents and electrical, what they call electronics and electrical power systems as such. You have a two-way flow system. One goes, which is your current, and one which is opposition, which is eddy current, which is the reversal pressure. In English, in the world of plasma, one is magnetical, which is the current you pull to yourself, and the eddy current is the gravitation of the power station. So gravitational is always stronger. That's why you pull the nano coating down the power lines. This is the way the structure works. You will be surprised when we will put out the medical unit. Is Brennan still online, or has he appeared yet?
I'm here, Mr. Keshe.
Good morning, Mr. Brennan. How are you?
Yes, sir. Good day.
How is our medical unit? Can we show it soon, or?
Yes, we are just doing the nano coating by fire. The coils are ready, and the structure is still in the assembly stage. But we have already the parts. I think we're gonna accomplish this by tomorrow. So
Okay, if you can accomplish it by tomorrow, can you give us a guarantee it'll be ready by Sunday?
this Sunday, yes, sir, we can have that by.
With, with all the blueprints ready for it?
The basic blueprints, which is the simple drawings. I can have this
Okay,
the.
so you can give us that assurance it'll be ready by Sunday with the drawings? You can call on Robert to help you in the background.
Yes, sir. No problem with the drawings. I have already started the drawings last Tuesday for the batteries and everything.
Okay, okay. Now we change the game.
So okay, sir.
Is it good for you if we announce the Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, instead of afternoon international session, we call the Tuesday the Health Unit Day for Blueprints, and we show internationally public as a full day?
We can do that, sir. The
Great.
unit will be accomplished, and but we need to test it, but it's already. But we can
You
already.
don't need to test it. I already tested it. You just
Okay, sir. So the unit is done. Consider it done by Sunday, sir.
Okay, Vince, can we guarantee to announce the Tuesday as a Health Public Day blueprint?
Well, we can certainly announce that on the various channels. Sure.
Vince, is that what we can do? So we announce and we bring it from 11th forward to next Tuesday, because we usually do the health on Tuesdays.
Okay, sir. No problem.
And did you say that would be all day, Mr. Kesh, or
All day, but it'll be run directly live presentation from Philippines. They will show the systems. Unlike the last time, because the systems are not with me, I'm in a different part of the world. We are not, so we rely on Renan and his team to have the systems and be explained and demonstrated in 3 different points of the world. They will show the systems and I explain the uses of them. Is that okay with you, Renan?
Yes, sir. That's okay, sir. We'll just prepare the place to show.
The reason we are doing this, we are literally off-legging the pharmaceuticals if they want to block anything on the 11th. They need to run very fast to do this. I told you that there'll be no guarantee that we'll do it on the 11th. Now we do it on what they call it, 26th of January. We handed over the Magrav units to the governments, and we went public on the 26th of November, if I'm correct. Now on the 26th of January, we release the health units. Is that okay with everyone?
Why, sure. Absolutely. 26th of January. Vince, how are you with that?
Is the 26th Tuesday okay for you whole day? 9 o'clock. We start as usual at 10 o'clock Central European time worldwide, and we go as long as it takes through the system. Application, implications, what it got to be done, and the way it's produced, the reasons for it produced, and the way it's set. Is that okay with you, Renan? Can you set up such a structure for Tuesday presentation?
Yes, sir. We will be in the other lab, so we can set it up there to have the videos, so we can show it.
All the new battery systems which you showed on Tuesday as a backup energy, as we discussed, will be good.
Yes, sir. It's a complete set for that,
Okay.
including the other one for the head and the fence.
Okay,
Will you have
that's fantastic.
good bandwidth as well, Renan? That's important.
Yeah, we will go to a place with a bigger bandwidth.
Excellent. Great.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for your help, Bernard. It's fantastic.
Thank you
So
so much.
we will show the working of the first cancer unit for reversal of cancer on 26. We advise and suggest processes. It's for you to test. We release the system, and instead of going to the rabbits, we ask people who would like to test it. These are the systems you already know. We are not putting something on the table which is different, but we show the structure.
Will we make this
Various
part of
cancers.
part of the blueprint teaching, or it
It's
won't
a
be
blueprint teaching,
international?
open day blueprint teaching, but the health blueprint teaching and food blueprint teaching, because the same system can be used to feed. The same system can be used for people, but you have to understand something very interesting when we speak about the food. We discussed this before, maybe we touch on it before we get on Tuesday. You have to remember that your body continuously gets supplied with energy. You eat every few hours, you put something in your mouth. When you use the GAN system, it's the same process. You have to take what is not needed and put what back is needed. You will find out your appetite will diminish, because now you get most of the, you change that 20% of the food by intake of the air and the food into the system. And you'll find out for you to go to big toilet will change too. You will not go to piss that much, or you'll not go to toilet maybe every 3, 4, or 5 days, because there is no residual anymore. The body takes what it needs and then it will change. It's the same as what we just told you, and it got confirmed how the body is getting nano-coated. We are making the body of the man ready for deeper space. And in that process, we take hunger out of the structure, control of what they think they control powers. Because these units create a dynamic magnetic gravitational field, your body takes what it needs. It creates no harm. If your body doesn't need it, it doesn't do. When you walk, when you sit, billions of tons of radiation from all over the universe is going through your body. Do you create different lumps and bumps every second? No, body only takes what it needs. This is what we do. We create an environment that body takes what it needs, banana, whatever. And we can make even systems, instead of you going to the pub and spending God knows 30, 40 pounds for a drink, just go through the system, we can make it enough for you to make you drunk. But we only work on the sugar of your blood, not on alcohol. So Tuesday, we teach you how to feed and how to reverse every known disease to man, especially viruses. We would like volunteers to test these systems for diseases like hepatitis B, diseases like AIDS and HIV. We would like for the governments to use this in Saudi Arabia for the present disease which comes from the camel and is killing a lot of people like a flu as a virus. We give this as a gift to the nation of Saudi Arabia. We have a meeting set up in that respect in coming days. This goes as a simple system, hopefully built by Alex and Benjamin, to be given as a gift to the people of Keshe Foundation in Sierra Leone, which was suffering so much with E. coli and Ebola. You can put these units in the water rivers of the world and see the changing structure to safe drinking water. What we deliver is the promise of the prophets of the past. We complete the promise. understand what is about to happen and work towards world peace. No child as of Tuesday should go hungry to bed if you are committed to the work of the Keshe Foundation. And no person should die or suffer from cancer if it's developed, delivered correctly by you as the followers of the Keshe Foundation. As we say, the ball is in your court, not ours. Whatever we said up to now, we delivered, and you've seen it in past few minutes. The systems for flight is getting tested in open spaces. We just guide till we reach it. We are now working in the little labs in the back rooms. The system sits in the open air ready for testing. It's very much like the first Apollo on the launch pad of NASA in Florida. This is you testing and getting ready for the operation. I showed you the new way to energize the system. I promise you in 2016 we bring all the pressures to world peace and we deliver. Now we start the real pressure. Medical on one side, energy is already delivered. A space getting tested openly in the open spaces of fields of Canada. I'm sure the Swiss team will come up with theirs very soon. The only difference is we do not employ 18,000 people, and we don't have a launch pad which is now is rental because it's not used. It failed in delivering to take man into space on the permanent places. What you've seen on the tent which is there is literally like a shuttle coming out of its safe. But this is the structure of the what will be the spaceship as we promised. It's now need for you to develop. This time we do it together among the world, across the world, at less than a few $100. Ali, how much has the whole structure cost you to build?
I would say about roughly about $130, $40 or something.
Canadian dollars.
Yeah, Canadian.
It's about €100. It's a big difference between 100 billion budget and €100 budget. And it's done by you. You will deliver in time. I'll teach you slowly, slowly. As I promised, now you understood what was going on this morning, what we thought this morning. I showed you the way you can power it. Everything is in a very nice blueprint handout. This is the most beautiful blueprint you ever understand. These pages will go down the history. Page by page. You understand what we said in the teaching. You understand how you have the total freedom.
This is a great honor, Mr. K.
Mr. Keshe,
One
Robert
thing-
Stubblefield here.
Pardon?
Robert Stubblefield here. I'm sorry. I was just going to let you know I put a picture on Facebook to show how the wiring in your house becomes nano-coated. You can see it right by the plastic.
Can you share the link with us live now?
Yeah, one moment.
Is there any advertising in the background that it can cause problem?
No, shouldn't be. I'll double check beforehand. Maybe I'll come back on with it. I'll have to search for it. I'm sorry. It's on there. If you search Robert Stubblefield, Rick, mine's the picture with the horse. Maybe you can find it quicker than I can on my phone.
Can I have some water, please? Yeah. Till he gets his pictures. So we see now another addition. Be very aware and understand. We just seen a lady who's been 2 or 3 times with us. The lady who just spoke about her eyes at the beginning of this talk with Ali, thank you very much, is the same lady as you've seen in the picture showing her hands and face. So she's been directly inside the plasma zone. And you've seen the changes she's reporting. When we show the health system, it's the same condition. We put you in a plasma zone. Blind shall see, and the deaf will hear. You will see every disease will be reversed. If the intention of the person receiving is to achieve, to see. Would you like to share with us, Rick? Have you managed to get
Yeah,
it?
just getting it set up there, I think now. Yeah, this is. Says that.
Yeah, I put it on your page.
Sorry.
I said I put it on your page. If you look closely, you can see the bare wire by the plastic, and then it's getting quite black right around there too. I think it's starting to come back up out of the plastic. I've had it plugged in for quite a long time now.
Is there another picture? Is there another picture there I should be showing, or is?
No, that's it. That's so far just what I posted. Since we were talking about it, I figured I'd post one real quick. I was talking with somebody else about it and had already taken the picture.
Okay, thank you.
Please don't wreck the house to pull the wires out to see if it's nano coated.
No, no worries.
We see the change. The change will come in a way you'll do it. We don't do it. But now about us bringing the forward, the health application to next Tuesday, please understand that what is about to happen. I think it'll be a privilege. We have one of the world's scientists with us on Tuesday as well, present with me. I hope he can make it. We'll bring some of the most eminent scientists around the world to be present on that day if they can join us. These are people who work in the field of health internationally. So we have started the change and we push through with the change. The only thing is, as I said, it's not us anymore, it's all of us as humanity. Please consider to make as many as you can pens. These are pen of peace. Give it to the soldiers instead of guns of killing and war. Make the pen and write peace with it. We need to do that because that's the time that we can change. We can bring the change. We can enforce the change. And we can push the change, peace, or power. You will find a lot of politicians will get on the bandwagon because it makes votes for them. Let them do. We will announce, as I said, by July, that we will decide on which person will be the next President of the United States according to the peace plan they offer to the nation. Not on the wars. We will interfere directly on the plan of the most powerful nation of the world on the platform of peace for technology. We give a pen of peace to every soldier and one to the president. Don't forget, I was explaining this to somebody before, very recently, and I'll repeat it to understand how Keshe Foundation affects the policy of the most powerful nation on this planet. We've seen the request of His Excellency President Obama for asking for the key, which came and brought the shake hand and putting the card across the table, the hand of peace, and we achieved peace, and you see the sanctions coming up. We helped the president in a very direct way. We saw the Senate putting opposition that they're going to veto the peace process with Iran down. In an interview with Mike Harris and in other interviews in the United States, I explained a simple thing. And that was, how can any senator in the Senate, any member of the Senate or lower house, or member of the committees and whatever, can object to 10 million, between 5 to 20 million jobs which is going to be created out of the peace plan with Iran. You show me one member of Senate that's going to say the peace cannot be written because it's going to create job for my members of the, what do you call it, community. And we saw the leader of the opposition for signing peace with Iran resigned on the following Monday after my talks. Because they understood. We help, we interfere, and we have a full knowledge of what we're interfering with. The next President of the United States will be elected on a peace platform, not war. Who can deliver peace? The Keshe Foundation Commitment for Peace, Keshe Foundation Space Technology for Peace will be elected. We will make sure of that. That's why we deliver everything in public very fast. And if we can interfere at that level to bring peace and prosperity to the Americans, we can do with the rest of the world. Last time I put a hand of peace to the United States. Now we put the hand of peace collectively to the world leaders. American senators understood they had no ground to stand to oppose 10 million jobs in this high recession time. And we saw the first announcement of Boeing agreeing and signing contract this week came out the way we said. Creates hundreds of thousands of jobs for Americans. The others will follow the same. Make as many units as you can and give to every American soldier. There are a lot of veterans which listen to this program in the US, we know. Make one and give it to the soldiers you made. You know what the suffering of war brought you. If you suffered from any disease in Vietnam, if you came back with a lot of problem from Iraq and Afghanistan, if you have come back and a member of your family suffers from all sorts of problems in any of the zones in Middle East with the wars which was financed by Vatican, what they call the Spring Uprising, use these systems to reverse the technology. We have used it effectively for a person who has been touched both by depleted nuclear warheads and chemical effects of the war. And he's alive, and he saved his life with it. He decided to do it. Brett, would you like to come online and explain, as you did before? Is Brett online?
I'm just looking for him there right now. I don't see him.
Is he asleep?
Don't see him in the usual position there, so. I don't see him on our list of panelists right now, Mr. Keshe.
Okay. I can disclose this to you because Brad himself announced what happened to him in the American meeting last week. It's not a private now, it's a public knowledge. Brad was one of the close members of the Keshe Foundation in a trip to Kurdistan last year, end of last year, came across the nuclear materials which was used by the Americans in Iraq. At the same time, he came in contamination with the chemical war materials which were used by Saddam against the Kurds. And he moved to Dubai and he went on the death row. And during the time he was literally dying, his belief was the only thing which can save his life was CO2, gas, water. And then we supported him with the help of one of the well-known doctors in Middle East, and we saved his life. Maybe on Tuesday, if he comes on, he can explain to you exactly what has happened to him. We know the technology can save large number of American soldiers which are coming back with diseases unknown. And it takes a few days, not months and years. We put a hand of peace to the soldiers who created the war and the mayhem, both in Middle East and in the other places in the world. With the technology, with the peace. We give you a peaceful life. And then it's between your soul and what you've done wrong in these countries. The recording of Brett is with Armin. If he's online, he can play it. It's been recorded and it's in the US. This technology will change, and now we are ready to deliver the change. When we say we, it's collectively as all the Keshe Foundation members across the world. We need huge amount of donations from you to the Keshe Foundation. We are not looking for a cash donation. We are looking for donation from pens, pads, for you to give to public. That they can see how they can use it, teach them, and go on the mass teaching. You made the pads, you've seen the wires, you made everything else. Now give it to public and use it as a, what we did, technology against peace. I can teach you much more, but that goes on Tuesday. You've seen a new technology, a new development, and that's how we will work. We will deliver the following weeks a full technology blueprint for agriculture and decontamination. If you have countries which are contaminated with whatever, we deliver you a technology that can decontaminate the way we help with Fukushima. Now we release the full technology. Any questions?
Yes, there's questions. Let's see here. There's one question in the live stream. I'd like to know, Mr. Rick and Mr. Keshe and KFSSI, if the new health system introduced on Tuesday could help stop smoking.
If it's your intention, yes, because we've done it before. Even it stops drug addiction and alcohol addiction. The Brennan team is building a system for that purpose.
How about depleted uranium sickness in Iraq and Afghanistan?
We've shown that with what I call micro bionuclear materials disease. It's a very horrible way to do it. Creates a lot of mayhem in your body. Yes, it can be done. Brennan, would you're on the background, would the other unit which we spoke with will be available too? All the units? Hello?
Hello, Renan.
I think he's busy getting himself ready for Tuesday. We
It's
dropped a
probably
huge bomb on him.
Well, yes, that's true. He's probably running around. Um, there are there are some questions or more comments or suggestions actually that it would be good to have a brochure or some sort of leaflet to give out with the health pens and so on.
Build it, write it in your own handwriting. Make it in your own language. We have a leaflet. Is Ella in the background? Ella, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ella, can we post the leaflet which is done for the pens and the pads on the blueprint section?
Yeah, we can do that.
We have it ready?
For the paint pad, we have it. For the pen, I can ask for it.
I think the factory is doing a colorful one. If you can ask them from there, from
Yeah,
Anchor,
I
to send it to you.
contact them and ask them to give it.
It'll be ready by Tuesday if it'll be nice.
We will try that.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other question? You don't still see Renan anywhere?
Well, I see him there. I'll try to. Oh, there he is. Whoops. Go ahead, Renan.
I'm
Renan,
here. Yes, sir.
the helmet piece will be ready by Tuesday too?
Yes, the helmet piece, sir. We will just cut the to just because we have already the 6 existing design, so we'll just replace it with the new coils.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you very much indeed. So we will show you how you can change paralysis and how you can bring a stroke condition back to normality, or at least most of normality, and reverse addiction on Tuesday too. But you test it and you tell us.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much indeed. Thanks, Renan. We have one of the most fantastic innovation group in Philippines. It's a pleasure to have you as on board of the foundation as a team. There are a number of them now. 2, 3 of them have become teachers on the Keshe Foundation team on the plasma technology. I spend a lot of time teaching, at least sharing knowledge with a couple of them for past 4 or 5 months. And now we see the beauty of it, how they're shining. What are the questions?
There's an unusual question of how do from Hans, how do I make morphine GANs for cancer patient?
Lesson on Tuesday.
Okay. How about CO2 gel pads to go around the eyes to reduce stress and for the eyes and skin?
Listen on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we go through everything possible. Ask as many as people as to be online, worldwide, that they can go out and teach.
Okay.
No other question?
Oh, there's more. Do we use GANs water or CO2 GANs?
Never use a CO2 gas. Under no circumstances. Especially do not consume it. I hear a lot of talk going on with, what's it called? The hummus? And they're getting people to eat it. There's nothing to do with gas. And people drink it and seen all sorts of stomach bleeding and all sorts of problems. Gas is not hummus. The ones who use hummus, this came out of one guy in Keshe Foundation who got kicked out. It was part of the, what I call devious activities of they were there. And he's pushing this thing through. Those of you who work with Almost, please do not turn up at Keshe Foundation meeting, because you sit there and you advise people the wrong way, and then you give us a bad name. So you are the enemies of the foundation. You are the enemies of the humanity. Almost has been around for years, and people have tried it, it never worked. And now they're bringing to discredit the foundation, get people drinking it and doing things and bleeding, and say, you see, this is what it is. If you work around the Keshe Foundation, we work with GANs. If you are people who actually have managed not to do nothing to do for years, and now you bring old terminology to give people poison on the name of it, the way it's the same people who poisoned me in the Descensano. It's the same group. They're pushing this through to create the same mayhem. Never ever drink GANs. Those who tell you it's almost, are the people who are trying to destroy you, and they word that you use that word. It's the same people, it's the same 2 or 3 people who planned my death and poisoning in the Sansana, and they use the word Ormus because it fits them. Now they go somewhere else to poison you and say, you see, this is what it does. GANs cannot, should not be drank. This is the same part of the circle of the red circle in Antwerp who are doing the same thing. Do not touch. Use gloves when you touch nanomaterial, because your body can change the nanomaterial in the GANs condition if you carry a salt on your body, which most of you do. And then that's what we say, do not ever, never consume GANs. Let those who do, tell them you drink 1 liter, and then I'll call it a almost. As you've seen, the guy in golden age of GANs, he touched a little bit of our, is he online? He can tell you he was pissing blood. Mark House. And he put the pictures on the internet. Anybody tells you, it's almost, tell them you drink it, GANs is not be drinkable, and use the right word for it, because that's what it does. It's a plasma at high level energy. These are a bunch of failed people who could not do anything for decades. Now they see the back of the Keshe Foundation to get the right. And this guy who uses it, almost, and he started it, is the same group as they tried to poison it to kill. Their name is on the international police file. Never touch GANs. Never drink GANs. As Caroline says, on the internet, if you read the guidance on the almost, is opposite to GANs. And these people are causing the mayhem to allow you to drink and then cause problems, say, see how dangerous it is. We tell you, as a head of the Keshe Foundation, do not touch, do not drink anything which carries a pure GANs in it. The water which is taken from separation of the wall from a GANs can be drunk, because that carries the energy according to what the water can carry, not the material itself. It's very much like when you make serum. You cannot inject yourself with the poison, it kills you. But you facilitate weaker condition for it to be absorbed. There is no other way to explain it. Anyone in any of the talks, any of the teaching of Keshe Foundation, you see the talk, and they talk about almost as you are the enemy of the foundation. That's how we can stop it. There is no other way. And this word almost came trying to create mayhem by the same people who poisoned me in the Keshe Foundation to kill. The name, as I said, is signed and locked with the international police. In time, they will see prison for it. It's not easy to go and kill a child, a man and a woman. Understand, GANs is a high energy package. And when you drink a lot of it, your body cannot absorb. Even a touch of it cannot absorb. It's a huge energy. understand exactly what you're doing.
Mr. Kesh, what about the nano-coated copper wire in a cup of water to clarify the pollution and so on? As a
We don't use it. The water left over can be used, but not the bottom material.
So you let it stand for a while to allow
You have
separate.
to, an hour or two, and you only take the top. One of the biggest problems in the future will be the amount of ganses we collect to clean up the mess. What are we going to do with them? We'll show you what to do with them. This is what I explained in other teaching on Tuesday, or in other teachings in yesterday for the institute. We have all got involved with producing the GANs to get this material done. This is a change of matter to plasma condition. A lot of you have to start looking at how to change the plasma of the GANs into the matter state. So what we collect from the rivers, then you'll find you have tons of golds and whatever, plutonium, aluminium, whatever, which has been floating, and all the poisons which has been in the rivers. Now we can separate them. We collect them, we separate them. Conversion of the plasma to organs to matter state is another art itself. Any other question? No questions? We call it the day. It's nearly 2.5 hours. We have a long day on Tuesday.
Okay, there's other questions, but we could go on for hours as far as that goes. And many of the questions will be answered on Tuesday, no doubt. So.
Yeah, I think it's better than we are ready. People can see. We have a full demonstration units that you can see. It's like the way we did with the Maglev systems. We gave the power unit a gift to the ambassadors. We give the health unit as a gift to humanity. So every one of you is an ambassador to receive it. It depends how you give it to your nation and nationalities and countries and people of where you live. Thank you very much for your time today, and hopefully we meet on Tuesday. Yes?
Hello, Mr. Kesh. This is Narmada from India.
Yes, welcome.
Hi. Very nice work, Mr. Kesh. I'm doing everything from my side. Here today, I just want to present my testimonials, and I have been preparing this paint pad and paint pens, and I use for myself, and I was giving for right now. I have given for 30 people here, and everyone till now have really gotten instantly relief, and they just say that it works like magic. From my grandmother to many elders and youngsters with people with lumps who couldn't walk. For everyone, not even one side effect, and it has worked perfectly fine till now. I have been given. It's been 1 month. Till now, no complaints, and it's been working marvelous. I just want to thank you, and apart from that, I have also been I mean, actually, my friends are here. Everyone is a little bit fascinated by this technology. When they ask me how I do it, I show them, and though it's little strained to get few metals, but they just appreciate this technology and because they see the result. So, and I just want to thank you. And actually, I next month I'm planning to I have set up a meeting with one of the orphanage where there are like 50 kids, girl kids who are like below their hips. It's not functional. Nothing is functional below their hips. So I thought I could give this paint pen and paint pads. So right now that's the update I have.
Thank you very much indeed. Can you please go to Keshe Foundation Webmaster, give your name. We can do a lot with you. India is one of the weakest point of Keshe Foundation. We cannot break through so easy. We support you, and if the webmaster will write to webmaster at spaceshipinstitute.org straight away, and then they would put you in touch with me, and through that I will teach you how to get most of these children walking.
Wow, thank you.
Take a camera with you, take a telephone mobile camera with you. I'll sit online case by case. I tell you what to do, that you get the children, or majority of them, or hopefully a lot of them, walking back again. We've got to see what the case is, if we can interfere, and how it will be done. Then you do it locally. Let
Wow,
me
thank
you please get in touch with us. We need to do that.
Mr. Keshe, Mr. Keshe, this is Vivek here. Narmada and I have been working for some time together now. I can give her all the necessary contact information.
Please, thank you very much indeed. Get in touch with me directly. Let me tell you what is the problem, how we see the problem sitting. We have a young, brilliant guy sitting in India. His name is Abhinav. One of them, Abhinav. Abhinav start making the pens and sending it through DHL, India DHL. DHL is not a company to be trusted. We have seen the work of DHL in Belgium too. They steal technology. What they did, he sent pen pads to people to discredit the technology. They took the copper coils out of the pen, and they delivered empty pens to the customers. It shows how much the government and DHL is interfering in delivery of the systems. DHL is heavily interfering with the books of the Keshe Foundation, with everything to do with Keshe Foundation. If you're sending anything through DHL as a gift, one of the systems, please do not do so. In India, we have a huge problem. DHL is part of the terrorist organization which sits with the government. Because we've seen them emptying pens deliberately. Abhinav can tell you what they've done to him, to discredit him, to discredit the technology. I use the name freely. Let them sue us. Every book which has gone with DHL has gone missing. Everything which is delivered by DHL has gone missing with the Keshe Foundation. So, it's the same with the PayPal. We stopped using the PayPal because of the same structure. These are supposed to be free companies, but they are part of what we call the older structure. Do not use account of PayPal, because PayPal is there for one purpose, to control what's happening as part of the international banking system control. Close your accounts with PayPal. Use any other company but PayPal, because that's what they do. Let them sue the foundation. We show it black and white. DHL has emptied every single pen which Abhinav has sent out, just to discredit. In India. The same in Belgium, so it cannot be coincidental. Anything else, let us know. We help you, we support you. In India, as I told you, we have a huge structure to help India. We're approaching as many Indians we can to break into this country, that we can set up manufacturing for people, by the people. If you do such a work, I'm prepared to whatever you ask, to put and finance you to deliver these units, make these units in India for people. get in touch with me through Vivek, and then we tell you what we do. Same support now. You're a lady, and I have high respect for your work. The what you tell me you've done. The same as what we've done with Benjamin and with Alex. We finance you to build and deliver.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Make sure when you go to these people with the children with the paralysis, a lot of them can be reversed. We have enough knowledge in the foundation to be able to support you to do it.
Yes, Mr. Kesh, thank you.
You're welcome. I have all the, they need a special seat, and we have these seats available already in stock in Italy. We can send it to you freely, immediately. We can send you hundreds of them. I'll tell you how to structure it, and you get the children to sit in it for 2 or 3 months. They can't go anywhere. And you will see most of them will start walking off if what the problem is, what the disease could be.
Yes, Mr. Kesh. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for your work.
Thank you.
Vivek, thank you very much. Vivek, please make sure comes through as fast as possible.
Yes, sir. I send you an email within the next 10 minutes.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Any other surprises?
Well, that was she had her hand up earlier, and I should have presented that. But yeah, that's, I think there's many other questions, but I think that people have to wait till Tuesday to get most of those answers.
Thank you very much indeed. I thank especially Brennan and the innovation team in the Philippines and US. And hopefully we'll see on Tuesday what we can do. Get as many people as possible to come online on Tuesday. Advertise it worldwide. That we can deliver, that we can change the hold of the pharmaceuticals on humanity. Thank you very much indeed. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Kesh. Okay, that will wrap it up for the 97th Keshe Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, January 21st, 2016. And once again, thank you everybody for attending, and we'll see you next Tuesday for more of this public information. Okay, in the